I remember when I first started my YouTube channel a few years back. I'm not talking about this one, but I'm talking about another one that has about 20K subscribers. And I was really excited at the time because I thought my life was slowly going to change. Newsflash for you, it doesn't really work that way. If anything, I had no idea what I was doing, and I didn't really expect it to happen to begin with, anyways. I was just kind of just posting my DJ mixes on YouTube just for fun, and I really wanted to get, just good at mixing and like learning about what I needed to do and like making a good set list so I can actually get some gigs here of where I live. And just because I've been producing house music for quite some time, and I just wasn't prepared on how to like really use this like information or this audience or anything like that. I had no idea I was going to go viral, and this was just for a few DJ mixes. Like I had one post hit like 1 million views or something like that, and then I have a few other posts at around like 250 or like 200K, which is really cool and all. And it was nice, and I appreciated the niche fan base that I still have to this day. And there are some people that are still supporting me in every way that they can, whether they're just commenting on my Instagram or they are just listening to my mixes or commenting on my YouTube channel. However, YouTube is just one platform, and there are like so many platforms you can do now. Considering social media is just like a weird cesspool of like literally nothing. I don't even know what social media is anymore. But however, I didn't know what to do with those views and audience. I didn't know how to funnel that audience into making any kind of profit or connections or anything like that. I get random DMs from people that were saying that you should like I should DJ in Brazil. Some girl was like you should DJ in Madrid, or some I have someone like DM me about going to Dallas, or someone who said something about Florida, and I was like, first off, how am I even going to do that? I don't have a manager, and I don't really know how I would go there without having to pay for my flight and my where I stay and stuff. Which honestly, maybe I could go out there if I had like a gig. I don't think I would mind paying for that, but just to kind of try it out here and there. Um, but anyways, it's kind of interesting to get an audience like that, and I didn't know how to funnel that audience into like making that profit or the connections. Like I was saying, I'm still learning to this day, and I believe I'm slowly getting better at it. But going viral doesn't mean anything anymore because nowadays everyone has gone viral. I guess at this point, there's a quote from what's his name? I forgot what his name is. So I guess that was kind of not what I needed to say. But anyways, I did make some money through my music, and I was a curator at the time, and I do want to get back into it, but in a different way. I'd explain more, but it isn't really that important for this video. Social media is nothing more than a sales funnel just to get as many eyes on something as you can. The issue about going viral is that you need to keep that momentum going, and personally, I burnt out when I did all that because I was posting so much, and I was probably posting like a mix a day about for 3 months or something like that. And that's a lot of time. I literally just got home from work, and I would literally just find music, about like 10 songs, and post a mix and then kind of just go about my day. But I just didn't have the drive for it anymore because I just didn't really know what to do with all those views and what to do with them. And people don't realize how hard it is to keep the momentum going and to build your niche audience and have people generally support you. Another thing that people don't really talk about with social media and going viral is that, let's be real, most people don't go on social media to find you. Most of the time they're there for entertainment, memes, shock value, or whatever it is on social media nowadays, like brain rot and slop. And I don't know, I digress. It just keeps getting worse, I swear. Just because you have a lot of views does not mean you're going to turn all those views into customers, leads, or conversions. It's a lot harder than you think to get people to support you. Like, I don't know. I may have like 20,000 subscribers and like almost 8,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, but that doesn't really mean anything because I'm not really making any money and my life isn't really changing. There's a lot that you really need to learn when it comes to like going viral and stuff. Like, as I said before, I probably made like $200 in Bandcamp, which is honestly, it's still cool because people are buying my music, but it wasn't like life changing because going viral back in the day was considered like actually crazy, but now even like a million views like doesn't really mean anything anymore. Even though like there are those videos where like 200 views is like a lot, which technically it kind of is if you're like in a room with 200 people, but in reality, like 1,000 views, 1,000,000 views, it doesn't really change your life that much. It definitely helps, and you're on the right track if you go that way. And I'm not saying this is not something to like be sad about, but there's a lot more to it than that. I guess now when I make music, I kind of just post it for free because I'm just trying to build my email list, and I don't know. I Most of the songs are sampled anyways, and I don't want to get screwed over in the end. But maybe it wouldn't hurt to probably make some money off of it because I've had like 60, what's the word, like 60 purchases or 60 orders on my website, which is actually pretty good. And my email list is slowly building. And I think maybe at one point I will start to have more originals and less sampled songs, but I really enjoy sampling, so I don't really know. And the amount of money you actually have to put in to make a conversion is a lot more than you think. Like I have spent, I don't know, maybe $2,000 in like meta ads and like marketing and stuff this year because I just wanted to try it out and I've never done it before. So it is working, and I am getting like orders and stuff, and I am like getting a bunch of DMs, and I'm meeting a lot of people from different countries and stuff like that, which is actually really cool. And however, I am still in the negative because music is so much harder to sell than honestly anything. However, it's a lot easier to make content for it because you don't really have to do much. Um Anyways, I kind of digress. And the next thing I want to talk about is burnout. I already touched on this topic pretty briefly, but there's a lot of burnout that comes with trying to go viral all the time. Like I said before, I was posting a mix about like every day for 3 months straight, and I didn't even know how I did it because it took so much time to do that. I think I was just super bored, and I just wanted to get really good at DJing, and that's just what I did. And the virality was the byproduct of what happened. So I think the goal is not to go viral, but to make things that you enjoy making or to do things that you enjoy doing because if you are always trying to go viral, you're just like putting yourself under so much random stress that you probably don't need. And like afterwards, when I was burning out, I didn't really enjoy DJing anymore, even producing music that much because I don't know, it was just kind of exhausting. It was turning into more of like a job or whatever it is. And I'm just trying to find a schedule that actually works for me and I can take breaks and I can maintain a good schedule where you don't like have to burn out. Maybe if I'm like posting like 3 times a day is definitely doable, or like maybe one mix a week, which is what I've kind of been doing. And it's definitely nice because I'm still consistent, but the issue is that I really want to get there as quickly as possible. And I'm someone who like has a tendency to like overwork themselves all the time on things I'm very passionate about. And I like getting better at things really quickly. And then I kind of just stop, which is my issue because I burn out and then like I don't know what to do. And I kind of just sit there for like a month and I'm just like not consistent anymore. So I'm trying to just be more, what's the word? Like not less intense and like more consistent and grounded, I guess you could say. Just because there's a lot of mental stress that comes with being a content creator that people don't really talk about. And that's why most people quit and people don't even enjoy their hobbies anymore because creation is only like 5% of the process. And the other like process or the other side of things is the business side of things. And that honestly takes about like 95% because you have to learn about so many things that you didn't even think about because you're just like, oh, I just want to make art or I just want to make music. But in reality, that's not really how it works, like at all. You need to meet a lot of people. You need to make a lot of content. You need to learn a lot of skills. And that is just a process if you really want to do this full time that people don't really understand. And that's why people get burnt out super easily. However, I get it though. I would rather work on this than do a 9 to 5 any day of the week though. And another thing that I really want to touch on very briefly is that I'm just gonna call it short-term memory loss because I don't know, people are not going to remember you. Every time I go on my phone and I scroll, I don't remember a single meme that I looked at because I purely use it for entertainment and I it is to shut off your brain, at least for me. Unless I'm like actively consuming like content that I can use, that is the only way that I will remember something or I will save it into a folder. Because let's be real, most people do not remember you, or most people don't even remember a trend that happened like a month ago. You guys remember that, like, what's it called? That German song that was like super. popular like a month ago. It's like 𝐸𝐫𝐸𝐿 or whatever, and I don't even know. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. But in reality, you're going to be forgotten about really quickly unless you're like the biggest star there. So that's just something you have to keep in mind. Going viral just isn't the golden ticket anymore nowadays. You have to consistently be viral and consistently make content and consistently just have an audience for you. If you want to find an audience, hopefully people will like what you do, and that is what I'm trying to do. Hopefully you can provide them with like entertainment value or whatever you can bring to the internet, whether it's your personality or whatever it is, if it's music, art, or whatever. And anyways, guys, this was a track I was working on this week. Kind of just let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.